All right, guys, been through the rules in the locker room. I want you guys both to obey my commands at all times. Protect yourselves at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Best of luck to both of you.
Five-minute rounds, if necessary, to determine who moves forward in the increasingly competitive UFC featherweight division. Chan Sung Jung.
Ready? Let's go fight, guys.
And Dustin Poirier. Here we go.
Poirier, the southpaw, starts early, lands a nice left hand on the Korean Zombie that backs him up. And there was a point in Dustin Poirier's life before he got serious into the fight game where he was walking around at 200 pounds. And he's changed his life in so many different ways. Really, he's dedicated his life to fighting and looking for a sweep and reversal here. Now he's in the single leg. Korean Zombie put on his back, working some short elbows on the side of the head of Poirier. Poirier working for that single leg, hitting little knees to the inside of the leg of Korean Zombie. Trying to win the war there with his underhooks and his head positioning.
Let's go.
Korean Zombie staying very calm, keeping a very nice grip on the inside of the arm of Poirier to control him. Nice knee from Poirier.
The Zombie chants raining down, and the fan favorite follows through with a power takedown.
Beautiful reversal from the clinch, the Korean Zombie, and lands right in the side mount.
Get your underhook. Underhook on the right-hand side.
Not a good position for Poirier here.
Keep going. Get on your hip. Get on your hip. Work to get on your hip. Left elbow down. Left elbow down. Keep your left elbow down. Get up on your hip. Get up on your hip. Push. Yes. Feet on hip.
And you hear the audibles coming out of the Poirier corner, and seems to be pretty coachable following that advice.
He needs to get his head up and away from that cage, and he's trying to do that. Having your head up against the cage really limits what you could do from your guard. It shuts down your hips, shuts down your movement, and in doing that, it shuts down your submission game.
Some nice crisp elbows landing inside for Jung.
Very nice elbows.
Work that penalty.
And already opening a cut on the forehead of Dustin Poirier, so early advantage for the Korean.
You know, having a shaved head, I think in that regard is actually a disadvantage. There's no hair to really protect you. We saw it with Donald Cerrone, and that sharp point of the elbow will cut faster and easier there.
Yeah.
Work your angle. Keep going. Keep working that angle. Keep working that angle. Yes. Keep getting out.
The Korean Zombie's ground game has improved leaps and bounds, as his entire game, and showing a nice top game here.
You see, he's really matured as a fighter. He's not spazzing out. He's taking his time. He's methodically trying to work to pass the guard. Nice reversal from Poirier. Beautiful sweep.
And you know Poirier's game. He knows the Korean Zombie's not easy to put away. He was expecting 25 minutes tonight.
You know, I mentioned both of their submission wins. The famous twister that Korean Zombie hit last year, and Poirier's sick triangle from the mount that he hit this year, and it's become a ground war. Korean Zombie posting on the mat with that right hand, looking to get back to his feet. Poirier looking to transition to the back of the Korean Zombie, but he overhooks and saves his position there.
So we show you the takedown to reversals there. The Korean Zombie Chan Sung Jung, 2 out of 2. Then the reversal for Poirier.
Korean Zombie almost to his feet here, using the fence to his advantage very well. Now it's Poirier who's trying to work for this single leg. He needs to pick it up and run the pipe. He switches to a body lock. Nice little elbow off the clinch from Poirier and a knee. These guys are going at it.
And you see Poirier cracking a smile as he lands his most significant strikes of the fight.
Poirier's got to watch for that right hand of the Korean Zombie. A nice sprawl from the Korean Zombie here, forcing the head of Poirier to the mat.
And a nice drop. Hadn't seen that to this point. We'll see.
He's leaving his foot out there, John. When he's kicking the leg, he's kind of watching his work. And the Korean Zombie taking advantage and countering with a takedown, and now he's landed some very big blows there. Nice shots from the Korean Zombie from that top position. Poirier trying to transition into a leg lock. Wasn't able to, and now it's the Korean Zombie who continues with his assault. The top position of that guard of Dustin Poirier. Very impressed with the strategy of the Korean Zombie. Really being very methodical out there. Poirier looking to his corner for advice. Korean Zombie trying to base forward. Land those elbows that he landed in the first round. And it's Poirier who's trying to work a high guard. Big shot for the Korean Zombie. He faked like he was going to try to push the ankle down. Landed a huge left hand.
And this is just a completely different fighter than we saw just a few fights past. Tremendous evolution for the Korean Zombie. The action right in front of us here. And Poirier's forehead starting to show signs of the damage Jung's doing on the ground.
Poirier, the southpaw, needs to start getting his kicking game going. He needs to start working that left leg to the head of the Korean Zombie. He works the left cross. Instead, he's got to watch out for that right hand. Korean Zombie is dangerous with that right hand. Nice little right hook from Poirier. Spun Chan Sung Jung around.
Huge flying knee lands for Chan Sung Jung, and he keeps throwing shots at the favorite, Dustin Poirier.
Wow, look at that transition. Beautiful stuff. He countered that double leg. Reversed him right into the mount position. Just when you thought Poirier had him with that power double, he reverses it to a beautiful sweep right to the mount position, no less. Korean Zombie's on fire now and in a great position to finish this fight.
And keeping the work rate up. Mixed martial arts at its best. So a very dominant position here for Chan Sung Jung. He's got 2 minutes and change with which to work.
Poirier needs to let go of that grip. He's not going to be able to stall from there. He needs to push on the knee of the Korean Zombie and start getting back to his guard. Holding up there isn't going to help him at this point. He needs to push on the knees, push on the hips, and start getting his hips and legs back into this fight. Look at this transition from the Korean Zombie, John. Beautiful stuff. Can he finish it? He's now working for a triangle. Poirier counters that, but he's still not out of trouble. Korean Zombie now back to the triangle. They're transitioning so fast.
This place is going nuts. You see why Chan Sung Jung's a fan favorite activity.
He's relentless, John. He's relentless. He's going from armbar to triangle, back to armbar, and now he's not stopping. He's attacking with elbows from this position. And Poirier's in trouble now as he goes belly down with the Russian armbar. Poirier needs to roll out of this, and he does. What hard technique for Poirier. Now he's in the side mount. Can he get the mount? Korean Zombie gets back to his half guard, and now full guard. My God.
And the crowd very appreciative here. What a second round.
John, this is why I love seeing the little guys go at it. It's non-stop action, technique at the highest level, and they're not stopping. These guys aren't getting just keep going. If they do get tired, they just keep throwing shots, keep transitioning into submissions. Beautiful stuff. The triangle attempts, the submissions keep coming for the Korean Zombie, and this may be it. This is very tight. Poirier trying to counter by going to that side. The clock just saved him.
We will see a third round, and a lot of people.
Ready? Third round, let's go, fight!
And the good news is this is not the final round. 5 if necessary, and Poirier wearing the blue trunks. Chan Sung Jung in the white with red.
It's a very important point, John, because right now, you gotta believe Korean Zombie started this fight so well, and Poirier's got 3 rounds trying to take control of this fight if it should go to a decision. And now Poirier's starting to find his mark, but he's getting into a brawl with the Korean Zombie. This is not what he wants to do. He needs to go back to making it a technical fight. He's playing right into the hand of the Korean Zombie.
Poirier thus far unable to really find his range with much consistency. Pressing forward.
This has truly been such a fast-paced fight. We're talking about the weight cut being difficult for Chan Sung Jung. And that may very well play a factor in this fight. This is a 5-rounder, and he's starting to slow down.
Yeah, we asked him what was the most difficult part of his preparation for Dustin Poirier, and didn't mention any discipline or strength. He said it was the weight cut.
Yeah, these are big featherweights here. Nice jab from Poirier. This is what he needs to do, really get that range going, utilize that reach advantage. He's swinging punches, though. He's starting to get away from his technique. He needs to keep it technical, keep him on the outside, and that's what's winning him this round right now. If he can get a little bit busier, he can start to steal this fight away, because Korean Zombie is definitely slowing down.
And that straight left for Dustin Poirier is starting to land with some consistency.
Poirier is moving straight back. He needs to get back on his bike, get some lateral movement going. Because you know, the Korean Zombie lands one shot, another one's coming. And now look at this, as he went straight back and just turned into a body clincher takedown for Chan Sung Jung, right in the side mount.
And once again, a nice reversal by Poirier. But great timing by Chan Sung Jung to score some points there.
Beautiful, another beautiful body clinch takedown, John, from the Korean Zombie.
And now a nice welt under the left eye of the Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Jung, and he eats another couple strikes to the dome. So here comes Dustin Poirier.
His hands are really, Korean Zombie's hands are really starting to drop. If I was Dustin Poirier, being the southpaw, go upstairs with a left kick. Big knee for the Korean Zombie to the body. Both of these men are starting to tire. Nice little short elbow from Poirier. Korean Zombie gives him some room. Man, what a pace, what a fight.
And you're right, the Korean Zombie now as flat-footed as he's been in the fight, and part of that because Poirier has started to find his range. We also point out neither of these guys has gone past a 3rd round in their mixed martial arts careers.
Yep, they're going to be going into uncharted territory here. You know, this fight always starts on whose skill is better. And if that's not enough, it slowly starts to transition to who has the bigger heart. And that's what we're seeing right now. Who's more conditioned and whose will is greater here in the later rounds. Big knee from the Korean Zombie.
And Poirier has absorbed several significant strikes and keeps hanging in there in the pocket.
Poirier's really winging that left hand. He needs to stay on balance. He needs to keep his technique going. He's thrown himself off balance when he's trying to overcommit to that left hand. There it is. Now it's crisp shots from Dustin Poirier.
And you see the significant strike gap. Dustin Poirier beginning to close at 50 to 36 right now. And that left eye of the Korean Zombie Chan Sung Jung bears watching. He has absorbed a lot of punishment in this round, more in this round than the first and second rounds combined.
Definitely, Poirier is finding some very good moments. He's finding a home for that left hand. And he's finding it because he's throwing it straight and crisp. He's not trying to take the Korean Zombie's head off. He's just trying to land it. Precision, technique.
And Poirier would appear to be the fresher fighter, but it is Chan Sung Jung coming forward at the end of the third necessary to decide this thing. Dustin Poirier on the heels of a strong third round. And the Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Jung.
Rounds of truth right here. Now Poirier is starting to find his mark with that left hand. He needs to finish the combination with his right hand, whether it's a hook or a little short jab. He can't just throw one shot now. If he can finish the job here, it will be with his right hand. Don't just throw the left. Finish it now with the right. For the Korean Zombie, if he can get his kicks going again, that will serve him well. Try to keep Poirier on the outside. Nice little knee from the Korean Zombie. Poirier going back to his jab, and there's the right uppercut. Poirier is hurt.
And immediately when he's stunned, he goes for that takedown. The uppercut and the knee really putting Poirier in a bad spot.
He's in the George choke right now. He can finish this. This is a choke down. This is a choke that Sonnen has used. Korean Zombie just finished him with his own choke.
Chan Sung Jung has done it again. How about the Korean Zombie? Wow.
What an unbelievable fight. It may have been the submission that finished this fight, but I'll tell you what, it was all set up with that uppercut. That took Poirier out of this fight and really rocked him from there. The Korean Zombie put on the finishing touches with that Diarse choke. Unreal. Here it is, look at this leaping uppercut, bang! Lands right on the jaw. Poirier was in big trouble. Tried his heart out for the takedown, but look at this transition. I'm not sure if the Korean Zombie throws anything but finishing moves, whether it's on the feet, flying knees, big uppercuts. He doesn't want to waste any time. He wants to get his check and get out of here.
And
that's why he's such a fan favorite.
You saw the complete MMA arsenal of Chan Sung Jung here tonight, and there were pockets there in that third round where maybe fatigue started to set in. Well, he rose above it in a huge way here tonight, and once again comes through as a pretty sizable underdog. Mark Hominick.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 7 seconds of round number 4. Declaring the winner by submission due to a Darce choke, the Korean Zombie, Chan Sung Jung.
It is deafening in here.
Protège-en tout le temps, obéir à mes commandements tout le temps. On entend Jeff do it now. Je vais checker out maintenant. Go.
Carlos Condit says, I can go into a dark place when I fight in the octagon. A man possessed to knock off one of the greatest champions of all time tonight, George St-Pierre.
Step back, please. Thank you.
Welterweight title on the line.
Are you ready, Mr. Condit? You ready? Fight!
Here we go! Tonight's clock brought to you by Hitman Absolution. Available November 20th. Black trunks for GSP. Red and white trunks for Condit. The right knee was the one that took the ACL damage. An injury that has finished careers in the past. Pushing forward early, George Rush St-Pierre. Condit loves to throw hands followed by a kick and then spin out of trouble like he did against Nick Diaz. George switched ditch stance for a moment there.
Yeah, he did, and that opens him up for that elliptical kick, which Carlos loves.
And George looks absolutely huge for this fight. This might be the biggest we've seen him, Joe.
Yeah, his legs especially. He's done
It looks like an NFL running back.
Yeah, a lot of strength and conditioning, which, by the way, before he was injured, he said he didn't do.
Well, I mentioned it earlier, Joe, and you wonder if we might not see the greatest George St-Pierre ever to be able to have the time away. Although off a bad injury, he has really worked diligently to make himself even more powerful.
Well, one of the things that we said, it's the most difficult thing to do is to maintain the highest levels, to maintain that focus and intensity. And sometimes when you step away, you can become refreshed. Carlos just landed a nice jab there, Mike.
He said that he might have lost a little fire, and this helped get him back. He looks for the first takedown of the night.
George is shooting,
and he's got it
down. He's got to be careful. Mission control here. Condit does not have the right arm trapped, though. As he goes for mission control here, he's really just kind of biding his time. He needs to control that right arm of George's in the form of an overhook before he really can effectively attack with that position.
Condit has not been submitted since 2006.
Armbar attempt by Condit, rolled out of it is George. But George has to be careful here because Carlos will attack.
George has not been defeated since 2007.
Carlos
the upset
spinning
by Matt Serra.
Spinning towards his left. George is trying to pass now. Now he's in half guard.
He's halfway there, Joe.
Carlos has already shown that he's dangerous off his back bike. He regains guard. And George is trying to rough him up from the top here.
Condit does a nice job getting back to guard.
Yes, he does, but he's pulling on the head. And as George pulls on the head, it's called a can opener. It's a way to open up a guy's guard, but it opens you up for arm bars. As you commit to pulling on that head, if a guy's really nasty off his back, he can catch an arm bar from that position.
I like one of the pre-fight quotes going into this championship matchup. How do you rebuild the perfect fighting machine? It started with 5 months of rehab in Southern California as St-Pierre turns it up early. Where there was, George admitted, a dark time where he thought it might be over. But he persevered, and he's here tonight in top position.
See how he's pulling on that head there?
Yep.
Now this can open him up to an armbar, but there's a very small window. See it right there? The small window, man. And Carlos is going high with those legs. Remember how quickly Vitor Belfort snatched that armbar on John Jones. That's how quick it can happen.
Good pace by St-Pierre.
And don't think Carlos didn't know he was going to be in this position. I'm sure he's well prepared for this. And as George keeps reaching for that can opener.
Takes a look at the clock. Under a minute on the clock here in the first round. GSP 22-2. Overall 16-2 in the UFC. Looking to move to 10-2 in championship fights. Big right hand.
Good shots being landed by George.
He's being bullied here by George as he embraces the grind of this wrestling that is surpassed by no one in UFC history. To the body. Again, he looks at the clock. 15. Nice elbow.
Again, spinning for that armbar, and George counters.
Final seconds of the round.
Condit back to his feet. Cut, though.
Big round for the champion.
Condit's cut bad, Mike.
Round 2. Condit on a 5-fight win streak. Keep an eye on the cut. There's that punch-punch kick combination that Condit loves.
Nothing there, though.
Nope.
Great defense by George. Nice jab by George.
George a sensational striker as well. In fact, that is his base, is that full contact karate.
Easily moves away from those shots again.
just amazed how big St-Pierre is right now.
He clipped him in the right hand there. George goes for the head kick.
That jab was so effective against Josh Koscheck.
Good right hand by George. You know what? Carlos is hesitating here, Mike. You see him thinking about pulling the trigger, and he doesn't. And then George does.
Well, you had said before he didn't mind being on his back. That's before he took an elbow over the right eye.
Well, you know, there's levels to everything. You can be confident off your back with certain people, and then you get a guy like George on top of you.
And he's headhunting too. The chant of GSP.
Carlos needs to gain George's respect, and backing up and employing the same strategy that he did in the Diaz fight is not going to get that.
George
Nice
said
stiff
many
jab.
years ago, Joe, he wants to be the man that brought MMA to a different level.
Good combo there by Carlos, though. Nice jab. Now he's opening up. This is what he's got to do. He's got to back George up a bit, and when he does, George is probably going to try to take him down. Nice shot to the body by Carlos. Now he's opening up. Oh! Beautiful timing with that right hand.
Up on his toes. Good movement by St-Pierre. Condit trying to steal this round back.
Condit's bleeding from the nose now as well.
That was that right hand counter a moment ago. Midway point of round two. Fight scheduled for 5-minute rounds.
One of the aspects of George St-Pierre's game that's lost on some people is the fact that because he's so good at wrestling, it makes everyone hesitate before they throw shots. And you're seeing that with Carlos. After being taken down that first round, he hesitates because he's worried about this. And immediately George passes into half guard and a hard elbow to the same cut. And it's opened up even more now. Now it's nasty.
St-Pierre holds wins over UFC champions Matt Serra, Matt Hughes twice, BJ Penn twice, and Sean Shirk. He's trying to take out the interim champion here tonight. And a big left hand.
He's got to be careful here, though. He's rolling. Carlos is rolling on that leg. He's got to sprawl.
Powering through it, St-Pierre. Carlos.
Man, look at all the blood on the canvas, Mike. This is getting to be a mess. That cut's horrible.
And it's going to make both men slippery. Make it extremely difficult for someone to finish this fight with a submission.
Well, not necessarily. It makes it easier with chokes.
With chokes, yes.
Big
if he can hold on,
there.
right?
Yeah. If you can get the back, sometimes it helps when a guy's bloody.
How about from the top, Joe?
No, not from the top. No, it's not going to help George. The only way it's going to help is if he gets his back. But if he does get his back,
slide under, right?
he can slide the arm under sometimes when the guy's protecting the chin. But it does make it more difficult for triangles and things along those lines.
Man, this is looking like Kenny Florian, Sean Shirk.
There he goes with elbows here. Elbows here from the bottom by Condit. And he's got to do more of those. He's got to get George's respect from the bottom here. And he can do that from the bottom. He's got a nice long reach. And he's very good at elbowing off of his back. And if he can cut George from this position and do some damage, he can sort of change the course of this fight.
Condit's up, but he eats a punch. Since late 2009, when Carlos joined Mike Winkeljohn full time, he is undefeated. Round three. Sold out Bell Center. In the hometown of GSP from the south shore of Montreal, St. Isidore. But Condit from the bottom was able to cut St-Pierre.
Nice inside leg kick by George.
Spin.
Telegraphed.
Condit.
That's a nice leg kick!
Oh, he got it! Condit with a big kick to the head! Condit swarming St-Pierre!
George is in big trouble. George is swollen up, Mike, badly. Carlos is gonna get his back. George is trying to get back up to his feet.
And you talked about being slippery, Joe.
Full guard now. And now it's Carlos's turn.
Look at the swelling on the forehead of St-Pierre.
Big elbows by Carlos Condit. George is trying to move here, Mike.
The shin to the forehead from Condit and another elbow. George is rocked. He's out though. We got ourselves a fight, ladies and gentlemen. How good is this? We're all back to even now, Joe.
That might be more than even. I think he hurt George a lot more than George hurt him.
Big right hand by St-Pierre.
George
picks him up, throws him down. St-Pierre 3 for 3 on his takedowns. He's landed 1 in each round.
Carlos is trying to secure Kimura. Going for the high guard here.
That's the hardest George St-Pierre has been hit since Matt Serra finished him many years ago.
Well, we don't know how badly he's hurt and what happens when he goes in between rounds. Carlos is rolling for the armbar here. There's still plenty of time in this round. This round's half over.
And we have the championship rounds ahead.
There's a big swelling over the right eye of George where that kick landed. And Carlos is targeting it now with punches. Carlos is going with the body triangle now from the guard, which it limits your offense substantially, but it allows you to squeeze down on the guy's body, makes it hard for him to breathe, and he's not attacking with jiu-jitsu from his back anyway. He's like trying to hit with elbows and punches from the bottom.
St-Pierre, only the second Canadian to hold a UFC belt, the other being Carlos Newton in this same division. The Ronin. St-Pierre seems to have recovered here, Joe, and he's using his strength advantage again.
You know, it's hard to tell because they're on the ground. When you see how a guy moves standing up, it's kind of a different thing when he's got to use his balance.
Condit trying to get up.
Back up to his feet. George has got his hands locked, though. Carlos is going for a ride. But Carlos is reaching down for the Kimura, so George has to be careful about that.
George looking for the high cross.
See how Carlos has that locked up, Mike. And so because of that, that's keeping George from attacking. And George breaks it free and gets him down. You know, how do you score this round? Because George is on top pounding him, but I think Carlos did the most damage.
Well, the only times GSP has been defeated in his career, they were both first round stoppages. And George St-Pierre is 9-0 in fights that go the distance.
Turning for that, look at that, he almost sweeped him. Turning for that armbar.
Serra and Hughes with 1 second left in the round back in 2004.
George steps over and now he's in half guard again, Mike.
In what George called the most important fight of his life.
He's in half guard here and he's triangling the leg. And see how he's doing that, Mike? That keeps Carlos from sneaking that leg out and going to full guard. He's trying hard.
He had GSP in trouble early.
You know, how do you score this round? This is a very interesting round.
Control for GSP.
But
big shot for Condit. We are headed to the championship rounds.
Because if that gets bigger and he drops down by the eye, that could really interfere with his vision.
And you see the bruise on the forehead. A hematoma coming on the right side of the forehead. 2 kicks thrown early by Condit.
Yeah.
Round 4.
Condit can look at that and see his handiwork.
Switches his stance to southpaw. George landed 1 takedown in the first round, and again he got it.
Yeah, that one snuck through again.
1 in the second and 2 in the third.
And George just lands one of his own.
Henderson Silva watching this fight very closely with Lyoto Machida. Both men earned UFC belts in 2006, but George lost his first defense against Sarah. Anderson with 10 total defenses.
George got him on the ground again, turning the corner, side control. Side
George
control
looking
for
for a
George.
7th, Joe.
George got to keep that right hip out. Yeah. Immediately, Carlos snuck that hip in and got the right knee into play, and now he's in half guard. George had that opportunity to stay in side control there. He lost it. George doesn't mind being on top in half guard, though. In fact, Randy Couture preferred being in half guard for ground and pound because of the fact that you can hold on to the guy's leg and keep him in position. For grappling, you know, for straight submissions, it's not a good position, but for control and ground and pound, it is.
Condit is no stranger to 5-round fights. He had the one recently with Nick Diaz, but he was scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds 5 times in the WEC, never had to go the distance in those.
Good shots from the bottom by Carlos Condit here. I like how he's attacking from the bottom. He's making George work here. These are good shots. He's going under, he's going over, elbows, punches, constantly attacking, keeping one foot on the hip too, Mike, and George tried to step over that, which he did. But Carlos will push down that knee and slide his right leg up, and back, or left leg rather, up and back into play.
Condit said, GSP is the champ until I beat him. I am the placeholder. Huge advantage in top position for GSP.
This is the championship rounds of a grueling fight so far. George steps over again.
Carlos doing an amazing job, Joe. Every time GSP gets a half guard, he gets those hips back underneath and closes his full guard.
His guard's excellent. Now he goes mission control. Now this is good because he's got that arm pinned down. He lost the position, trying to hold the arm. And George smartly turns away from it.
Uh-oh. Looking for the knee bar.
He's looking to hold on to that leg. George has got all his weight down on it, though. It's okay right now.
It's the left knee, not the right knee.
Triangle attempt here. George's got a posture up here.
And he's out.
And
there's where being slippery comes into play.
Certainly.
Under 2 on the clock in the 4th.
Also being trained well, so he understands what not to do in that situation.
Supernatural talent and athleticism helps, right?
That all helps. And being gorilla strong.
Yeah, the spider. Wonder what he's thinking with George being so big in this fight. The greatest of all time, Anderson Silva.
Carlos gets back to his feet. But George has his hands locked.
And that cut over the right eye of Condit, Joe.
Reversal by Condit.
Is open again in the blood going into the eyes of Condit, knee on belly.
Brilliant reversal by Condit. Oh, George almost reversed him, but he got stuck against the cage.
Right back down.
You know, it's the wrestling of George St-Pierre. It's just so sensational. It saves him in so many spots.
5 for 5 with his takedown.
He's just able to out-grapple guys consistently. And Carlos is attacking that Kimura again, but he can't hold on to it.
Joe, we had said it earlier, when the stars align and you get a matchup like this, we are truly blessed, and what a matchup it has been.
It is everything we thought it was going to be.
And more so. Final 30 seconds of the 4th round.
And it's really being decided so far by George's grappling. Although the most exciting moment came from Carlos' striking. Carlos again with feet on the hips.
Final seconds of the round.
Again, back to his feet.
St-Pierre looking for his 7th tonight, which would be 7 in a row. Matt Hughes, 9-3 in championship fights. George St-Pierre, 9-2 going into this battle. So if you want to truly claim that you are the greatest welterweight champion in UFC history, you can do so tonight by going 10-2 in championship fights and surpassing Hughes, the Hall of Famer.
Beautiful combination there by GSP. The left hook with the right leg kick. Now Carlos is opening up.
Winkle John, the world champion kickboxer, said you have got to leave it all in there and finish him here. Sure, he feels they are down 3-1.
Oh, nice spinning back kick by Condit. Didn't get full extension on it.
You got to talk about, Joe, our cut men that are working both corners. Both of these guys bloodied up, but neither dripping right now. A great job done. Looking for another one. He got it.
George,
6 for 6.
Carlos has a switch on him though, Mike. See that right hand deep in? He lost it. George keeps on that leg. Carlos is free and side kicks him away. Excellent defensive side kick.
This is the most punishment St-Pierre has taken in a long time.
He tagged him with that right hand.
Looking for that Anderson Silva kick, the Lyoto Machida kick. The Spider watching very closely.
Good right hand by Carlos. Nice straight left by Carlos.
Just over 3 minutes remain in our main event of the evening. First fight in nearly 19 months for St-Pierre.
Again, he goes high with that kick.
That one off the arms. Nice left hand. St-Pierre 6 for 6 in his takedowns tonight. Looking for the uppercut. Past the midway point of the 5th and final round. St-Pierre 9-0 in fights that go the distance. Stiff jab. Double jab, followed up by a big right hand. St-Pierre looking for the finish still.
Takes him down again, he's in full mount. Nope, Carlos sneaks the legs up. And George steps over, half guard. Gets a head and arm here. Let's see if he can get that leg free and mount.
Carlos got his back off the cage, Joe, but he may remain on his back for the rest of this fight if St-Pierre has his way trying to solidify the victory.
Carlos got the left hand on the hip and he's trying to sneak his left leg up. And George is pressing down on the shin. His right shin on the thigh, so I believe he's probably trying to free that leg up and perhaps move to mount.
Under 90 seconds remain.
Yeah, he's trying to mount. He's going to try to slide that leg out. Here it comes. Nope, Carlos gets it right back in.
But Carlos needs to get up and do something, Joe.
He certainly does.
7 for 7. For the man who has landed more takedowns efficiently than anyone in UFC history.
He got impatient there, Mike. He gave up his back.
Trying to slide out of trouble.
He rolls.
George is just
great roll.
He's like a huge magnet on him right now. Body.
Well, Carlos gave up his back there, and George wasn't able to capitalize. Carlos is just trying to make anything happen here.
He had to overcome the worst injury of his career and one of the most, if not the most difficult opponent. St-Pierre working his way towards victory. They are on their feet, 20,000 plus, including the longtime middleweight champion Anderson Silva.
Carlos again trying for that Kimura on the left arm. He's got
10 seconds remain. By the champion, and they go the distance. What a fight! What a fight! How about greatly surpassed any expectations?
That was an outstanding fight. Carlos had his moment. He really did. He had that one moment where George was in big, big trouble, but George showed what a champion's all about. And it's really interesting because a lot of people question whether or not George would be able to get through a situation of adversity, get through a situation where he's badly hurt, and boy, he showed that tonight.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. Takedown after takedown.
There's
big
the
elbow.
big cut in the first that really got things going for George. And there's a nice right hand by George. But this kick in the second round, which really, the third round, which really changed things. And that was about as hurt as we've seen George St-Pierre since he lost the title to Matt Serra.
Absolutely.
And Carlos was all over him, grounding and pounding him, but George, again, utilized his wrestling, turned the tide. And here again, the wrestling of George. Over and over and over again. There's a vicious elbow from the top. And then finally, in the fifth in championships, look at that, beautiful flying jab, Superman jab, and a big right hand by George.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score this contest 49-46, 50-45, and 50-45, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Lauzon, and still the undisputed UFC welterweight champion of the world, George Rush St-Pierre!
He is now with us. Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. History to be made tonight here inside Air Canada Center. Here we go. Tonight's clock brought to you by Sony Pictures. Here comes the boom. In theaters, October 12th. Ricky Lundell, the grappling coach for Joseph Benavidez, told him, cut off Demetrius Johnson. Don't chase him on the track. Use your angles, your guillotine, your high elbow, and finish. No clean breaks, make him pay, and don't let a man, one single man, keep you from a dream coming true tonight in becoming a UFC champion.
A good stiff left hand by Demetrius Johnson caught Joseph Benavidez coming in. And then they're tying up here. Nice short knees to the body.
Benavidez is the more unorthodox striker. He is also the more powerful striker.
But this is already highlighting what I love about this division, just the speed and technique. You know, when you talked about these guys having fought bigger men their entire career, there's something that happens in jiu-jitsu where guys, when you're in class, you roll with everybody. And a lot of the smaller guys, they become much, much more technical because they're constantly dealing with big guys.
Right.
And then the bigger guys, they just kind of muscle things. And then somewhere along the line, the smaller guys start tapping the bigger guys. The reason being, a technique is always much more important than strength. No one's more technical than these two guys.
And technical, Joe, in every aspect of mixed martial arts.
That is what mixed martial arts is all about.
Yeah.
Oh, nice
Good
knee to the
knees.
body
That's
there.
2 of them.
And these shots are coming. There's like split-second openings these guys are capitalizing on.
Mighty Mouse in the green, red for Benavidez as he tries to chase him down.
He loaded up on that right hand, man. He gritted his teeth and telegraphed it.
Mighty Mouse may be the best in MMA today, transitioning from striking to takedowns.
Yeah, he really showed that again in the Yamamoto fight. Oh, good
Nice
straight right hand by Demetrius. Caught Joseph being aggressive.
I mean, here's a guy in Demetrius Johnson who broke his leg in the fight with Miguel Torres and kept on competing. And there's the right hand by Benavidez. Switching the stance is Mighty Mouse. He likes to do that a lot, actually. Benavidez does the same.
Yeah, they both switch up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Got him up against the cage here.
Fridays at 10 on FX. It's The Ultimate Fighter, Team Carwin versus Team Nelson, plus The Ultimate Fighter, The Smashes, Australia versus UK. Airs weekly on FX Australia, ESPN UK, and UFC.com. Check your local listings.
The footwork
It's ridiculous.
of Mighty Mouse is insane. I mean, he like floats. And he changes direction so easily. And Benavidez is trying to get him up against the cage and stop all this movement from him.
Benavidez and Johnson, both with good amateur wrestling backgrounds. Not all American status, but certainly probably equal in that regard. The difference being the way that the takedowns are set up by Mighty Mouse's hands when he does so. Johnson, as always, landing at a very high percentage. Extremely accurate, and he absorbs very few strikes. In fact, he is the second most accurate bantamweight striker, and now, of course, fighting flyweight tonight.
Oh, good right hand again by Johnson. He's really timing that right hand well, Mike. He's caught Joseph coming in several times with it now. And he throws it just so accurately. Nice knees to the body.
30 seconds on the clock here in the first.
And Matt Hume is just yelling out, beautiful, beautiful to Mighty Mouse. And Joseph is having a real hard time finding him. Real hard time getting off with shots.
Which you and I suspected could be quite possible.
Yeah, it is. The foot. Look at that move. I mean, that move right there, as Benavidez moved forward, he was like a little matador, just stepped slightly to the side and passed him by. Look at this. He rolled for a knee bar.
Final seconds of the round.
And a real highlight in the difference of their approach to striking, whereas Johnson throws everything from the chamber, no wind-up. Joseph has been really loading up on power shots.
He definitely sits down on his punches much more than Johnson does.
Oh yeah, he hunts. He's gritting his teeth and just winging bombs. But he just hasn't been able to really catch him clean with those. And the movement of Johnson when they get close, the way he can turn corners and wind up behind Benavidez is really impressive. Just his ability to time the way Joseph is coming in and just slightly move to the side and get out of the way and be still close enough to hit him.
Benavidez has never been knocked out in his 18-fight career, never been knocked down in the UFC or WEC.
Benavidez landed a shot there, and he landed a good leg kick as well.
And another right hand.
That was partially blocked, but he's getting his range a little bit better. Caught one low there.
Okay.
A fight forthcoming that will be outstanding at 125. As you take a look at the head strikes so far, Benavidez leads by 3. And then the body strikes landed. Johnson really working the body so far in this championship fight. Forthcoming at 125 is Formida against tough winner John Dotson on the Fox card. John Dotson in the mix with these guys too is crazy.
Yeah. You want to talk about an athletic, explosive, fast dude. And again, a guy won tough at 135.
Correct.
And is now dropping down to his more optimum weight class. Benavidez is just chasing Mighty Mouse, trying to do something with him, trying to deal with that speed. And it's not just speed, Mike. It's technique and footwork as well is where Mighty Mouse really excels.
And like you said, the matador move, if you will, a moment ago, he just slipped just a teeny bit so he can fire right back, Joe.
Well, it's almost like he's seeing everything just a little bit faster than everybody else is. And Benavidez connected with a right hand there, Mike. He got fairly clean. Good left kick to the body by Benavidez. And he could definitely do well to utilize more of those.
Henderson, Silva, Stephan Bonner, UFC 153 from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Big Nog against Dave Herman. Going to be a great night. Can't wait to see you there on pay-per-view.
And Glover Teixeira versus Fabio Maldonado.
Yeah, how good is that?
Oh, amazing fight. Glover Teixeira, if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the top light heavyweights, one of the very best in the world, and one of these guys that's been on outside organizations because he had visa problems. Fabio Maldonado is 22-0 as a boxer with 21 knockouts and some of the best body punching you're ever going to see inside the octagon, so that is an excellent matchup.
And I would say Glover made a little bit of a statement in his UFC debut.
Oh yeah, Kyle Kingsbury's a tough dude, and he ran through him like fire through bushes.
The two men who many always considered the best flyweights in the world, fighting for the first ever flyweight title.
And there's a takedown attempt. Look how quickly Mighty Mouse ducks under that.
Nicely timed knee as Benavidez was up, Joe.
You know, I'll tell you what, from the Yamamoto fight to today, Johnson is getting better. It's not just that, you know, Johnson was excellent and fast. At 26 years of age, he's getting better. He really is.
For Team Alpha Male, Joseph Benavidez said, this would not just be a victory for me, this would be a team victory. Uriah Faber, former champion in the WEC, he had a title shot in the octagon, as did Chad Mendes.
Look at that, he got behind him. Benavidez trying to get that elbow through.
Nice
and
knee.
he eats a shot while he's doing it. And then he separates and gets clean. You know, Matt Hume has just done an amazing job with this kid. So many fighters have gone to Matt to really tighten up their MMA game, and Matt Hume is one of those guys that's been around for a long, long time. Was originally a fighter, defeated Pat Miletich way back in the day, before Pat was even a UFC champion.
He's known as the Wizard.
Yeah, and he's just so technical and knowledgeable.
He really helped Rich Franklin out a lot for many, many years.
Matt Brown, he worked with a lot of very good fighters. Josh Barnett, of course.
Of course. That might be the other guy that was the 1 or 2 in 20 years.
Of telling them to quit their jobs?
Yeah, quit your job, you're going to be a champion.
I would imagine. Oh, good left hand by Benavidez.
Oh, big right hand. That was the biggest right hand thrown. That was the biggest punch thrown so far in this fight.
That was a very solid shot. And you see Mighty Mouse is on the aggressive now, moving on the attack.
Final seconds of the round. The battle for the first ever belt at 125 continues. Round 3. As a couple of times both men have said, you know, there can only be one George Washington. They want to be the first. And the strikes have been coming at a very high frequency by both men. Punches, Benavidez with the advantage. Kicks, Johnson has thrown a lot more, and you can see the inside of the right leg of Joseph Benavidez is getting black and blue. Not the Jose Aldo kicks to the outside, but they'll definitely beat you down after a while. Just one takedown attempt so far in the fight, and that was by Benavidez, misses with the head kick.
Look at that movement. Man, that kid is ridiculous. It's a beautiful thing to watch, man. I mean, he really floats on the mat. And I've never seen Benavidez in a situation like this before, where a guy is so outspeeding him. I like how he ducked under there, but then he ate a kick.
I would find it highly unlikely that he's really been outspeeded before, Joe. At least this much as Johnson's able to do.
Yeah, I mean, Joseph is fast.
No question.
It's not like you're talking about a guy who's just a slow plodding slugger. He's very fast on his feet as well. I just think the movement of Mighty Mouse is just a bit more technical as well as being faster, as is his technique execution. You know, Benavidez is throwing some serious leather at him, but look how he drops his hands and he swings things from his hips sometimes. You never see that from Johnson. He's throwing everything from the classic chamber.
You go to the Olympics and every sprinter's fast, but there's only one Usain Bolt. And in MMA, it's Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah, and again, it's like there's a shorter distance that his techniques have to travel because of the fact that he's so technical. It's not just a factor of him being a quicker man. Is the audience really booing this?
I hope not.
How dare you,
Nice.
Canada? How dare you when I express my love for you so much?
Cut over the left eye of Joseph Benavidez.
Yeah. It was a right hand earlier in the round by Johnson. We'll show you that on the replay.
A little stutter step as Benavidez came in.
Nice duck under by Benavidez there.
Bring your Dramamine if you're going to watch these guys fight. Don't forget, next week the UFC is on Fuel TV from Nottingham, England.
Takedown.
Stefan Skyscraper Struve taking on 9-0 Stipe Miocic and Dan Hardy. Battles Amir Sadala live on Fuel TV. Coverage begins 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific.
Brief takedown by Benavidez, and Mighty Mouse jumps right back up to his feet, but they're tangling up here. Watch for Benavidez to try to... Nice knee on the break there. I thought he was going to try to duck under for that knee bar again, as he did at the beginning of the fight. I believe he did that in the first round. First or second?
Yeah, early. Right now,
There's a nice right hand and a left hook by Benavidez, closing the distance a bit now.
Joe, right now on our stat board, 51 to 58, advantage Johnson, significant strikes landed. Very close fight. No takedowns yet by either man. None attempted by Mighty Mouse.
Oh, poke.
I didn't see it, man.
You didn't see it.
Eve Levine says, I didn't see it.
Don't hold the
Interesting.
cage. Don't hold the cage.
Oh, that's a silly rule. There should be that. I mean, if there's anything where the instant replay needs to be instituted, it's that. And maybe penalize the fighter if he didn't really get poked in the eye. But we've never seen that. We've never seen a guy.
No, and there would be no reason, the way this fight's going right now, for Benavidez to feel like he needed a break.
Yeah, he's not that guy anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no way he would do that.
Quickly approaching championship rounds.
That was the first hit. Oh, nice right hand by Johnson. Changed levels, went for a takedown. As soon as Benavidez stuffed it, he hit him with a right hand in the face.
Right.
Wanted him to, if this is him pacing himself.
Yeah, right.
It's just silly. This is the fourth round. If he's pacing himself, this is crazy.
Well, one thing that could happen if you start to get in tight and fight, depending on what Matt Hume means, and start exchanging with a more powerful striker in Benavidez, I wonder. And there's Mighty Mouse with the right. Johnson much higher with his percentage of strikes landed.
Nice counter right hook there again by Mighty Mouse.
Be careful with your finger.
This kid is such a great example of technique. If you are a young fighter and you're trying to learn mixed martial arts and you want someone to emulate, you can look no further than Mighty Mouse. Just for technique. A big right hand by Benavidez!
Benavidez swarming. That goes to the ground.
That one hurt him, Mike. That one hurt him. That was a very solid right hand.
Watch for the chokes.
Benavidez has this nasty guillotine choke.
Team Alpha Male is all about finishing with
getting
chokes.
them out. He's getting them out with this choke. That is his move.
Can he lock it in?
He's under the chin. He's under the chin, Mike. Oh!
Looking to finish the fight. Can he choke out Mighty Mouse?
Now. This is it. This is it. He's going one arm. He's going one arm, but he can do it. Look at Mighty Mouse trying to get his legs free. And Benavidez trying to connect his hands. The battle is with the left hand of Benavidez. As Mighty Mouse is trying to preserve his chin. He's trying to keep Benavidez from clasping his hands together. You see they're not clasped together because Benavidez is holding on to the left hand. But he is like at step 7. Look at that.
Oh, he escaped.
He's attacking the leg. Look at this.
Wow. Benavidez has finished so many men with the chokes, with his submission game.
He's still on top of him, though, Mike. There's still an opportunity here. Yeah, a lot of time. That was very, very close, though. But Demetrius showed really good takedown defense and really good the ability to persevere in that circumstance, because he was getting cranked on. He could have easily tapped out. There's an arm triangle, a head and arm choke opportunity here. The way Benavidez is reaching around with his right arm, he's going to slowly move. He's going to move counterclockwise towards Demetrius's head. And as he does that, he's going to choke him more and more with that right arm. Demetrius recognizes it and spins out of there. Oh, beautiful technique right there.
Great job done by Demetrius Johnson. 7 Benavidez's 8 career submission victories have come by choke. And he was trying to lock it in there.
Either way, this is a big round so far for Benavidez.
Absolutely.
The right hand that dropped him, and then almost securing that choke. Look at that, dropped him out. Oh, he wound up on the bottom, though. He tried to take Mighty Mouse down there, and he wound up on the bottom. And now Mighty Mouse is behind him.
Go hold the cage. Let go.
What a great 4th round thus far.
Mighty Mouse behind him again. I mean, the speed of this kid is just ridiculous.
Under 90 seconds on the clock here in the 4th.
The exchange of knees to the body.
When he locks it in, he doesn't often.
Look at that, duck under. That is just classic. Got a hold of that leg, underhooked that leg, got back up to his feet, eats a kick, and delivers a punch. This is such crazy.
Under a minute now in the 4th. Benavidez and Johnson. First ever title fight at 125, Air Canada Center, Toronto.
One thing that is showing in this fight, Mike, is the damage to the face of Benavidez as opposed to Mighty Mouse Johnson.
Yes.
Mighty Mouse doesn't have a scratch on him, even though Joseph did crack him with a very good right hand in this round. And look at that, ducked under that. Look at how quick that is. That duck under is just stupid.
And look at him jump right into side control.
Attacking nice short elbows to the body. And he's trying to lock up that Kimura, trying to do so with his head. So he's dropping those elbows, and as Joseph will go to defend, that's when he'll tighten down on that arm, pin down that wrist.
Final seconds of this round.
Attacking the body of Benavidez, though.
Let it go.
Wow.
Wow, what a great round 4
awesome.
This round. 5th and final round. Flyweight Championship. Contested for the first time in UFC history.
Nice leg kick by Johnson.
One man will leave a UFC champion. And Johnson looks like he did in the first round, Joe.
He certainly does.
Man.
His fitness cannot be questioned. And there's that shot again.
Can he get it?
Whoa,
Can he?
Wow.
Third takedown for Demetrius Johnson.
And Benavidez jumps right back up.
Make
and gets
it
slammed
4.
down again. And in the process, he eats a punch. I mean, and throws a high kick.
Benavidez has worked the body more frequently, or the head, pardon me, more frequently than Johnson has. Body strikes, not even close. Especially at the end of that 4th round, Joe, at the ground and pound, Johnson was going right to the midsection.
He's dropped his hands here. He's goading Benavidez to come at him. We haven't seen this from him before. He's usually always very technical with his hand. There, he's back to it. Good left by Johnson. He has completely maintained his pace, Mike. He hasn't slowed down one iota. Benavidez has slowed down a bit. But he's still
his pace is unlike any we ever see.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Benavidez still packing that power, though.
3 minutes remain in the fight. And I agree with you 100%, Joe, on something you said earlier. Demetrius Johnson has gotten better.
Oh, he certainly has. He certainly has. Look at this takedown attempts. Again, into side control. He's better.
Yeah, since the first time we saw him against Kid Yamamoto, and it was pretty darn good that night.
It's just, I can't highlight enough how technical this young man is. If if you're a martial arts practitioner and you see how this guy moves, you really appreciate the value of technique. He has physical gifts to go along with that, no question about it. His speed, his ability to time things, but man, he's technical.
Just over 2 now remain.
And Benavidez just kind of wading forward. He's trying to make something happen. No question he wants it.
He had a good chance at it when he had the submission attempt with the choke, but Johnson was able to work through it. Now under 2. Nice counter right by Demetrius Johnson.
He dives on a single, can't catch it, eats a kick. I mean, he's so fast that as he defends a takedown, he lands a kick.
Johnson has successfully defended all 3 of Benavidez' takedown attempts and landed 5 of his own.
This is more boost. This is really incredible. I would have never expected that. This is a very exciting fight. Some people just want to see blood, though. They don't really care about technique. They don't care about skilled guys going at it. They just want to see someone lose and someone win.
Now that's going to happen in about a minute.
Joseph just can't catch him. Just can't catch him.
Benavidez has never been finished in his career.
Shot down again on a single.
Neither has Johnson, so no surprise this one looks like it's going to go the distance tonight. Spinning back fist, one more try at it. 30 seconds now.
And again, ridiculously fast takedown attempt.
10 seconds remain.
Good knee to the body by Johnson.
Oh, quick backhand right. This fight has gone the distance. Demetrius Johnson and Joseph Benavidez for the first ever flyweight championship. Fight replay all night long, brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And there's a nice knee to the body by Johnson, a nice right. This is in the second round. There's Benavidez with a big right hand. Caught Johnson moving backwards. And there's a nice counter right hook by Mighty Mouse, playing the Matador. And there's that big right hand, the fourth, that dropped him. And then he came oh so close with the submission attempt. Very, very close. And there's the ridiculously fast double. And there's another one of those. Man, he just closes that gap quick. It slams him to the ground. And another one. I mean, the way he slides in on those takedowns is just surreal. Rolls over to his left shoulder.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. Jet Blacknick scores it 48-47, Johnson. Richard Bertrand scores it 48-47, Benavidez. And Doug Crosby scores it 49-46 for the winner. And now, the UFC flyweight champion of the world, Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson.
Demetrius Johnson by split decision.
Wipe that off.
Are you ready, sir? You ready? Fight!
Once again, we are underway.
There's that power double, and he's down.
Tonight's clock brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go. Quick takedown by Sonnen.
Man.
Chael Sonnen was all over Anderson Silva in round 1 in the first fight.
Anderson's doing a good job of covering up here, controlling the posture of Chael Sonnen.
In fact, he landed more significant strikes against Anderson Silva in round 1 of the first fight than any UFC opponent had in an entire fight.
Anderson's tying up the left arm with a strong overhook. Now he switches to the right arm. Doing a good job of avoiding ground and pound here. Chael is slowly working him up against the cage. Anderson's also doing a good job of using his butterflies to stretch out the legs of Chael, put him in awkward angles. Now he's got feet on the hips, and Chael's trying to pass. The cage is in his way. Anderson stops in his tracks. Now he's in half guard. Now we will see if Chael Sonnen attempts this time to submit Anderson Silva instead of just ground and pound. As I said, he brought in Jiu-Jitsu world champion Vinny Magalhaes into his corner, into his camp, to help him prepare for this fight. We saw how good his submission skills were against Brian Stann.
Just boxing the side of the head of Anderson Silva, a technique he used in the first fight.
He's still stuck inside the half guard.
Go, guys, work!
Anderson controlling the posture very well.
Chael is trying to get that leg free. He's trying to step over the feet of Anderson. See, Anderson uses that pulled back foot, that hook, to hold the shin bone and keep Chael Sonnen's leg in place.
Can Anderson neutralize him enough to force a stand-up?
Knees to the body now by Chael, but they probably don't have too much steam on him because of the fact that his other leg is locked into position.
Be careful with you.
Anderson taken down somewhat easily early.
go, guys.
Is this Anderson's way of telling Chael, all right, throw your best at me?
All right, now he turns his back to Anderson and holding on to an arm. Chael's got to work on passing that guard. Big punch from the top.
Anderson working to advance his own legs. Good wrist control.
Chael's still stuck in that half guard, though.
He's been in top position for the majority of this first round.
Mike. Those were hard punches. That's the first time he got a free arm and really rained down some good shots. Left leg again, still caught inside the half guard. He's pulling his own foot closer to avoid the hook.
Go, guys, work!
Under 90 seconds here in the first of a potential 5. Posture controlled again by the champion.
Well, the real key to this, Mike, is that half guard, that he keeps bringing Chael's leg up and holding it and keeping Chael from advancing.
Silva pointing at his head, saying nothing.
Again, Chael still stuck inside that half guard.
There he got it. He's got time too, Joe. 45 seconds to work.
Be careful with your finger.
He's dropping his chest down on him, but unable to land some significant strikes.
He has the mount, but has not thrown more than 2 or 3 strikes or done any damage.
And he has not looked for a submission either. Those arms are outstretched.
10 seconds.
Still a dominant round for the champion. Excuse me, the challenger, Chael Sonnen.
Round 1 to Sonnen again.
to mount.
That takedown came 6 seconds into the fight. Again, Sonnen pushes forward.
Don't hold the shorts!
He said it amongst many things. I'm gonna put my head in his chest, I'm gonna put him on his back.
Look at this, Henderson has a hold of Chael's leg here.
Good knee by Sonnen.
Solid knees by Sonnen here, but
Let's go, guys, work!
nothing really damaging. Drops down. Henderson trying to defend.
Good old-fashioned American wrestler.
Good defense by Henderson.
Looking to take the fight to the champion.
Separation by
Don't hold
Henderson.
the shorts!
Silva trying to tee off now. Look at that. Chael will give him no space, Joe. And now Henderson starting to throw the strikes. Can he avoid getting taken down? So far. Wow, good takedown defense by Silva.
And that was
could be
something
an
that we
early
didn't
turning
see.
point. That is an early turning point in this fight. That's a knee.
Was that a knee to the face?
Yes, it was. That could be deemed a knee to a downed opponent. But the action continues. Henderson. Big right hand. Looking to finish the fight.
Chael's in trouble.
It is all over. Henderson Silva remains the UFC middleweight champion.
Wow.
Henderson Silva has defeated Chael Sonnen.
Let's take a look at that knee and see where that landed. And Chael tried a spinning back fist. He slipped. Nope, that's to the body.
Yep.
That's a legit technique. Got on top of him and finished him off. It was a body shot that did him in.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Levine has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 55 seconds of round number 2. Declared the winner by TKO and still the undisputed UFC middleweight champion of the world, Henderson, the Spider Silva.
Octagon.
Take a step at all time, obey my command at all time. If you want to touch them, do it now that I do for you. Thank you.
Jim Miller and his brother Dan, one of 8 brother tandems to compete in the UFC. Joe Lauzon and his brother, part of that fraternity as well.
Are you ready, sir? You ready? Fight!
The fight clock is brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
Set it up, set it up, set it up! 1-1 high check, 2 pass bys.
Miller trying to get that left hand going early. The uppercut flails and misses.
Good inside leg kick by Miller. And good combinations as well. The southpaw stance, a bit of a puzzle for a lot of orthodox fighters. Nice knee to the body as well. But Joe Lauzon has a very good straight right hand. And that is the classic weapon against the southpaw stance. Southpaw stance also opens itself up both offensively and defensively for kicks.
Feel it out, feel it out!
Nice inside leg kick there. Oh, beautiful attack by Miller.
And Lauzon covering up here early.
Jimmy, off the cage! Off the cage! Jimmy, off the cage! Do it again.
You hear Mike Constantino telling Jim Miller to get off the cage. Another big left hand for Miller.
Miller's, but that's what I was talking about offensively. The kick to the body. The body is from the southpaw to orthodox stance. It really opens it up, and Jim Miller's going off here. Very aggressive. Knee to the body again. Big punch. And Lauzon responds.
Both of these guys forever game. Jim Miller, though, getting the hands going here early through 2 minutes.
And attack the inside the leg again. Jim Miller having tremendous success in this first round.
And we'll see if Lauzon tries to change the complexion of this opening round.
And there's Lauzon attacking to the body, but not a lot into that kick.
Hands back to your chin, Miller. Here he comes. He comes forward.
Now the question becomes, how much energy did Miller, wow, he's coming at it again. Oh my God, big shots by Miller, dirty boxing here. He's hurt, Lauzon is hurt. Arm triangle attempt from a standing position. If he can drag him down to the ground, Lauzon's in a lot of trouble, he's a bloody mess.
Jim Miller is putting it on Joe Lauzon here midway through round 1.
Wow, what a tremendous opening round for Jim Miller.
Hey, stop! Time! Go over there!
And Yves Levine already stopping things because of a huge cut on the grill of Joe Lauzon.
Good enough there.
And one of those inside elbows, Joe, probably opened that up.
He said it's fine. Here we go.
So some early adversity here for the underdog Joe Lauzon.
What are the odds on this fight?
Jim Miller, 2-1 favorite.
Wow. I guess you're seeing why.
Big knee there.
Jim Miller looks sensational. This is a head kick here. This is as good as we've ever seen him.
And clearly he thought Joey had a big striking advantage, and it's playing out that way.
Big elbows by knee to the body, but Lauzon's coming back with an uppercut. You can't question the heart of Joe Lauzon.
Both of these guys forever game. Hard to remember a boring fight, never mind round, involving either one of them.
That might have hurt Miller. Miller backed off there.
Jim Miller, 2 pass box. Stay to the outside, Jim. Jim, stay to the outside.
Vicious combinations by Miller. Right hook fading away. Took a big deep breath though. And fires right back in.
Introduce something new.
So Miller's hand certainly looks sharp on fight night here. As we approach the 1 minute mark in round 1, both fighters slip down.
His hands, his kicks, his elbows, everything's on point for Jim Miller tonight.
Another big left hand for Miller.
Oh, it's bleeding bad again. I mean, this is ridiculous. His face is like a water faucet.
But yet Joe Lauzon, forever game, keeps pressing forward.
I mean, blood is pouring out of his face here. Big shot by Miller. They're going to have a real hard time stopping this in between rounds if it gets to the second.
I mean, he is a masked man at this point. 30 seconds to go in our opening frame.
But Lauzon is continuing to press forward. Powerful inside leg kick. He's hitting low on the calf with that. Oh! Vicious attack again by Miller. Hooks to the body.
And props to Lauzon for returning fire.
And it looks like Joe Lauzon's going to make it to the second. With a knee to the body.
And that got a standing ovation from Lorenzo Fertitta and the rest of the crowd here at UFC 155 of Joe Lauzon, who is getting this crowd going here in Vegas.
Well, what we saw in that first round was a significant stand-up advantage for Jim Miller. And he is going off again. Inside leg kick for Joe. And it started to bleed again. And there's a shot.
Yeah, the canvas not utilized in round one, and early takedown here for Miller in round two.
Both men very good on the ground. Butterfly guard being employed by Lauzon, trying to protect that cut. He's attacking.
Do not let him control your head, Jim. Posture. Jimmy, posture.
And if there is a place where Joe Lauzon is most dangerous, it may very well be on the ground.
Jim, legs are open, Jim. Legs are open. Breathe while you work, Joe.
Still able to see, though, out of that right eye is Joe Lauzon. But got to think, Joe, as far as the offensive submission games are concerned, the blood will be a factor, yeah?
It could be a factor to benefit Jim Miller if it goes to a rear naked choke type of situation. Sometimes blood can allow a forearm to slip under a chin, but usually it just makes it much harder to hold on to the guy. He gets much more slippery.
And Joe Lauzon is really bleeding here underneath Jim Miller as Miller continues to apply pressure to the head.
And Jim is trying to get past the left knee of Joe Lauzon and mount him, and he does. That was perfectly timed. He knew that Joe was going to try to explode and buck up, and he slid right over the top. Joe is trying to recapture half guard. It looks like he has, and Jim's trying to get that leg out again now. A lot of shoulder pressure by Jim, staying high on the top. And there's another factor that you have to consider when you see all this blood, and that's the more blood Joe loses, the weaker he's going to get. I mean, he's basically donating blood right now. You know how you feel when you donate blood? You feel terrible for a couple of hours? Well, he's donated for like 3 people already.
Not to mention the heart rate and everything else that goes along with being a professional mixed martial artist.
There's a lot of blood on this canvas right now. Lauzon, it looks like, is stuck in a darce choke here. It looks like he's got a darce. Jim Miller has got the hands, nope, let it go, and Lauzon on top. And the crowd roars. Rubber guard attempt here by Miller. Got to work on that flexibility, son.
So Joe Lauzon still mounting some offense here, unfazed, or so it would appear by the cut and the ensuing blood.
Lauzon may very well dive on a leg lock. When you see him stand up and posture up.
Don't move. Same position.
Well,
Give me a cut. Scissor. Give me some scissor. Don't move. Stay in the same position, guys. Give me some scissor. Quick, quick, quick. No code change. Thank you.
What is going on? Oh, okay.
Can you do something about that?
You got some tape loose. Yeah, that is a big chunk of tape hanging loose.
Thank you. Okay. Go back in the same position,
Good
guys.
job by Eva Levine of
Yes.
not standing them up and taking care of this on the ground.
Okay. Okay, get ready, guys. Go. Time.
And there's again mission control. Now he's got it though. Rubber guard by Miller. And what that does is it allows him to attack, but more importantly allows him to completely control the posture of Joe Lauzon. And it's an excellent defensive situation. He also, if he can have a firm enough grip with his right foot, hard because of all the sweat and blood, but with a firm enough grip on his right foot, he can attack with his left elbow from that position. We saw Jason Day use that on Alan Belcher. But now Joe Lauzon is trying to pass over that right knee. If he can pass over that right knee, it minimizes this position and it'll allow Lauzon to pass. See, notice how Jim Miller's trying to get that right knee up? That's more important to him than anything else. Lauzon's trying to push that knee down. Miller's trying to bring it up. See, now Lauzon's got it up. Now Miller will concentrate on nothing but that knee. He's got to get that knee back up before he can get to an offensive position. See, now he's got it back up again. It's all about that knee.
So Joe Lauzon.
He's got the knee, he's got a leg lock. This is the attack. This is what we were talking about. He's too high on it though. Too low on it rather. Darce attempt. Joe's got to slide that arm through, grab his bicep.
go here for these lightweight warriors.
This is a grueling fight. Beautiful inside leg kick. It acts as a trip by Miller. He's been using that all night. It's especially effective from the reverse positions because one is an orthodox and one is a southpaw. You saw it again. Lauzon used it on Miller. That technique is outstanding when you're facing a guy who fights from the opposite side. Good combination by Lauzon. Miller is exhausted. He's really tired right now. The assault that he put on Joe Lauzon in the first and second really drained him. Nice left to the body by Lauzon.
Good liver shot there by Joe Lauzon.
With that inside leg kick. He's managing to drop him every time with that. And I don't think you're going to see Miller go to the ground here. I think you're going to see him try to continue to kick the legs from this position and not engage.
You have to work, Mr. Miller.
Fourth time of the fight, that move has worked for Jim Miller, and just as Joe suggests, we are back upright.
He's going with the elbow now. Could very well be because of sore hands. He's hit everything on Joe Lauzon. Forehead, arms, elbows. I mean, there's only so many times you can punch a guy before it hurts you.
A nice knee to the midsection there for Jim Miller.
And look, Joe Lauzon's an animal. Pressing forward still after all this. Still trying to win.
And at least as far as his combinations go, this has been his best round.
Get the scissor ready again.
Well, Lauzon is in tremendous shape, and that's the only way he could have sustained that beating he took in the first, all this blood loss, and still be attacking here in the third.
You'll see exactly why he's been a bonus machine here in the UFC. And clearly the message, Joe, from the Lauzon corner was that they need the finish. We'll just see how much he has left with which to pursue it.
Miller again with that inside leg kick. He went with the oblique kick this time. He's trying everything. Takes a big deep breath and steps back. Nice knee to the body by Lauzon. Miller may be hurt.
Yeah, that one backed Jim Miller up.
He may be hurt. Good left hand by Lauzon. What a fight.
Miller returns fire here.
How can this not be fight of the night?
And now a decent sized cut opening up under the left eye of Jim Miller.
Uppercut. Here, Mike Constantino, 2 minutes, suck it up.
New Jersey versus Boston here.
This truly is a war of attrition. At this point, I mean, this is absolutely grueling stuff. Nice oblique kick to the thigh.
And finally, some fatigue setting in on the part of Joe Lauzon. And yet Lauzon keeps pressing forward.
Both these guys have slowed considerably. Miller digging down. Another elbow to that cut, that same cut.
And excuse me, left hand lands there for Jim Miller. So the crowd certainly appreciating the effort here of both men. You see the edge in terms of the strikes landed for Jim Miller.
Good right hand by Miller. Joe Lauzon dropping down for a heel hook. And that's what I was talking about his ability to dive on things. He's got a straight ankle lock here. If he can get his hands clasped together, he can do this with one hand. This is a dangerous position. He lost it. Guillotine.
Joe Lauzon trying to finish Jim Miller in the waning seconds.
Wow, what fight.
And a sigh of relief there as you can lip read from Jim Miller. What a fight here.
What a fight. My God. Wow.
Tremendous output from Jim Miller, but what else can you say as well about Joe Lauzon? Toughness doesn't even describe it.
He's an animal. That was a tremendous fight. Just the barrage of strikes that Miller landed in the second, and the fact that Lauzon came close to submission in the third, I mean, woo.
And Lauzon fighting for 13 minutes, covered in blood. This fight replay is brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
And here's that nasty inside leg kick that Miller landed over and over again. And Miller attacking in the front in the first round over and over at the beginning of the fight. He attacked with vicious elbows, dirty boxing, knees to the body. I mean, that was an assault. That first round was just absolutely tremendous. And there's again that successful inside leg kick that really both fighters used. Now this is the end. Joe Lauzon drops down, went for a heel hook, couldn't quite get that position, went for a straight ankle lock, couldn't get that. And then at the very end, drops down and tries for a guillotine. Actually looks more like a front choke. I mean, he's just trying to do anything he could to try to finish this fight. Game till the very
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Jim Miller.
Okay, gents, here we go. Lightweight world title. Ready? Ready? Let's do this.
Tonight's clock brought to you by Safe, starring Jason Statham. In theaters, April 27th. Henderson the Southpaw in the white trunks. Frankie Edgar in the black trunks. Frankie has outstanding boxing, great movement.
There's a nice inside leg kick to start things off by Frankie.
Henderson striking very powerful, and he loves to throw leg kicks. That one got caught though. Oh!
That was crazy.
How good was that attempt?
Wow.
The movement of Edgar has been the key to him becoming a champion. I mean, I remember that night in Abu Dhabi, Joe, like it was yesterday, when he shocked the world, defeating BJ Penn to become the lightweight champion. And then he did it again.
I'll tell you what, Mike, they look like they're at least one weight class away from each other. Big power kick by Henderson. And Frankie caught the second one. Nice takedown by Frankie.
Right back up is Henderson. I mean, you might be looking at a future welterweight against a future featherweight in this matchup.
Yeah, you're not kidding. You know, I don't think Benson has any problem making lightweight, so I think he'll probably stay here, but Frankie easily. And I would love to see him challenge Jose Aldo for the featherweight title, and I don't think he'd even have a problem making the weight.
Jose might come up to meet him.
I would love to see that as well.
The latest issue of UFC Magazine offers an in-depth interview with UFC President Dana White. Plus, get into the heads of the Ultimate Fighter coaches for this coming season, Dominic Cruz and Uriah Faber. UFC Magazine on newsstands and now available by subscription. Superman punch followed by a right kick.
Low kick. That one went
caught
low.
Frankie.
Frankie shakes it off and they're right back at it. I'll tell you what, Frankie never stops giving angles, Mike. Never stands right in front of a guy. Constantly moving. Benson looking for that big kick. He takes it again.
You know what? That's the third time he's kicked with both legs. Once the right, a couple times left. That's the third time that Frankie Edgar has caught his kick.
Well, you know, he's been working with Phil Nurse Phil Nurse, an excellent Muay Thai coach, and that is a big Muay Thai technique, catching the kick and landing a punch. And I guarantee you they've studied Ben Henderson's game, which is very kick heavy. You know, Ben comes from a Taekwondo background and has outstanding kicks like we saw when Frankie caught that leg and he kicked with the other leg.
3 kicks.
Big
There's
power
a
with that
4th
one.
kick thrown by Henderson. That was caught again.
But he's landing them before Frankie catches them, and they have impact.
And
There's a lot of power behind them.
And that knee a moment ago did as well, Joe. Fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Nobody has beaten Edgar by knockout. No one has outpointed him with strikes. Henderson is 15-2 in his career. Edgar is 14-1-1.
And both of those ones are the Gray Maynard.
Yeah. Ever-changing angles, darting in and out. Oh, he got caught there.
Good left hand there by Benson.
The champion, Frankie Edgar. Again.
Amazing.
And
He gets a takedown. Back up to his feet. Henderson goes for a standing Kimura.
Henderson again with a kick.
Good power left kick.
Henderson
nice
follows
knee
it
by
up with a
Henderson.
knee. Under a minute remains here in round number 1.
Henderson seems to be finding his groove here a bit, Mike.
Ben was way out of the way of that spinning back fist. Henderson, so driven, such a unique personality, and a will to win.
You know, I'll tell you what, Mike, if Frankie keeps grabbing for kicks, one of the things that Henderson may do from that Taekwondo background is fake low and then come high. You know, that is one of the core techniques of Taekwondo. The fake low. Frankie Edgar during their training camp to help him out.
Former Ultimate Fighter winner who has made his return to the UFC. Longtime training partner of Henderson.
Frankie has quite a welt on that left eye, Mike.
Yeah.
And that could prove to be a problem later. And
you
Henderson lands a right hand on it.
Sorry, Joe, you talked about the Taekwondo background of Benson Henderson. Both he and his brother Julius are black belts in Taekwondo. They started training Taekwondo in about 4th grade.
And there's that kick again, he caught it, man.
I'd like to see him catch the kick and follow up with that straight punch counter. That's the vicious counter to catching the kick. You either take him down or return a straight punch. A minute into the 2nd round. Championship fight scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Both men have gone the championship distance in their careers.
Nice inside leg kick.
Henderson just has a swagger to him.
Again, he catches it. Man, this is crazy. Can you remember a fight when a guy caught more leg kicks?
Not this many in a row. I mean, of the kicks that he has thrown, all but maybe 1 or 2 have been caught by Frankie Edgar.
That was another nice inside leg kick by Frankie. And he caught a jab there by Henderson.
I mean, Henderson's thrown about 10 kicks. He's probably had 8.
Nice knee by Henderson there in the clinch. Frankie is moving so well. You know, it's so hard to emulate that footwork.
A limited quantity of collectible UFC Japan official programs are signed by UFC President Dana White and only available at UFCstore.com. That left connected, and
that
then the knee
connected, yeah. Yeah, he opened his mouth after that one. Good combination there by Frankie. Oh, spinning back fist miss.
The explosiveness of Henderson displayed a moment ago.
Check that one.
Can't hit what you can't catch. Nice left hook by Edgar.
That eye is really swelling, Mike, that left eye. We're early in the fight. Frankie's on top, guillotine attempt, front choke. He may try to make his way to the back because Henderson is not blocking it.
Henderson has had a habit in his career of getting in bad positions, nearly being submitted, and working his way out.
And Henderson again went for that standing Kimura, and Frankie pulled out of it. Head kick.
That time he was put in no danger. 90 seconds on the clock here in the second. Counter right by the champion.
Henderson is targeting that swollen left eye with his jab. Nice leg kick by Frankie.
What a matchup for our main event.
Such a skillful matchup. You know, I mean, the tactics, techniques here. Oh.
I mean, there's a reason why the WEC kept the lightweight division.
Yeah.
And this is why.
Good
Anthony Pettis
by
earlier
Henderson
tonight with the highlight reel knockout.
Yeah, how spectacular was that?
And you talk about the Taekwondo there, right, Joe?
Exactly.
That was a
Both
perfect
guys.
example, and we saw it earlier tonight.
Nice takedown. Into full guard here. Ground and pound here by the champion.
Big points being scored here late in round 2 by Edgar.
Benson throwing his legs up, looking for a submission.
Nice up kick.
Big up kick.
10 seconds left in the round.
Guillotine attempt.
That was a huge up kick by Henderson.
Big ground and pound by Benson.
That
Oh
up
man,
kick
he
hit
is
him
broken
square.
open. Benson Henderson coming into this round must be very confident.
We might have just seen the turning point in this championship fight. That said, we've seen Frankie Edgar down but not out many, many times before.
You can never count this kid out. He's from another planet when it comes to heart.
UFC history made when he survived 3 knockdowns in one fight, let
Good
alone
kick to the
one
body.
round, and came back and won the fight.
There's a thing about Frankie Edgar, when you think you have him hurt, he kicks in this extra gear to prove to you that you don't. His nose is pouring blood, Mike.
It's going to make it very difficult for him to breathe. He's going to have to breathe out of his mouth.
Good right hand by Edgar lands. You know, the thing about Edgar, though, he's been in these deep waters before. He knows how to survive. He knows how to thrive. He knows how to recover.
Like I've said before, he might be the toughest kid ever to come out of the Garden State. He's certainly a spectacular champion. Being challenged by former WEC champion Ben Henderson tonight.
What? Look at the blood leaking out of the nose of Frankie Edgar. That is nasty.
Looking for the takedown, wants the single.
And he lands a nice punch off the takedown attempt. Good kick to the body by Henderson.
Joe, I was there that night at jobbing.com when Anthony Pettis threw the kick heard around the world and left as the last WEC lightweight champion. And that was right in Benson Henderson's backyard.
Well, I'll tell you what that kick did. That made Benson Henderson a better fighter.
No question about it.
Oh, big right hand. Nice kick to the body. Knee to the body by Henderson, and a good counter by the champion.
Don't forget, tune into Fuel TV for highlights, analysis, and interviews on the UFC 144 post-fight show with Jay Glazer, Rich Franklin,
Good right hand by
and
Frankie.
Ariel Helwani, who is here in Tokyo. He's got
Texas gets back. Frankie right back up to his feet.
back down. Henderson just past the midway point of this championship fight.
Frankie's left eye's almost totally closed, Mike. And he's back up to his feet. Nicely done by the champion. And he eats a kick.
Two minutes on the clock here in the third.
One of the things that's going to be difficult for the folks at home to see is how eerie it is. It's so quiet in here while these guys are fighting. The audience cheers when things happen, but the Japanese audiences are so different. Nice right hand there by Frankie Edgar.
Well, they appreciate so much the art which is taking place inside the octagon. It's almost like you and I've compared it before, going to a tennis match.
Yeah,
being at center court at Wimbledon.
They're so polite. I mean, take off your headphones for a second and listen to this place.
Pretty quiet.
That's nuts. I've never experienced that. I mean, our microphones pick up everything. It's tough for us to tell while the microphones are on, but you take them off, and man, it's a church in here. We're watching a cage fight in a church.
Yep.
Nice inside leg kick by the champion.
I remember that vividly back in December of 1997, Shin Yokohama, Japan, when Randy Couture became the UFC heavyweight champion. Frankie Edgar with the left. A lot of strikes thrown, more by Edgar, but more damage done by Henderson. Looking for another takedown are both fighters. Just over 30 seconds remaining here in the third. A huge up kick at the end of the second.
Whoa, head kick.
Henderson, his mom, full Korean, not only would love to win the championship, but doing it here in Japan
He takes him down again.
would be ultra special.
Nasty elbow there by
And into
Henderson
the
from the
round.
bottom. And landed some good takedowns as well. Nice inside leg kick by the champion. But clearly, Benson is pressing the fight, and clearly he's done the most damage.
Championship rounds here at UFC 144, Saitama Super Arena in Tokyo, Japan. Double jab and the kick by Henderson.
Touch the nose, touch the low seat, touch the right seat, touch the right seat, touch the low seat,
Nice jab. Kick to the body. Frankie still has that great movement though, Joe.
Yes, he does. He's moving very well, but good
Nice
right
body
hand.
head, yeah. The size of the legs of Henderson are those as he catches the kick in a bad spot on Frankie Edgar. You can hear it.
Stand back.
Let's take a look at it.
Stand back for me. Benson.
Clearly low.
Benson.
Yeah, no doubt about that one,
Frankie,
folks.
stay over here for me, please. Benson, away from your corner, please. Away from your corner. Take your time.
Started to say the legs of Henderson are those of
Last time, Benson.
an NFL running back. So powerful.
Yeah, he carries so much of his
Yeah.
weight in his legs.
Absolutely. Under 3.5 on the clock here in the 4th round. UFC lightweight title is on the line.
Good right hand. And when Henderson commits to his shots like that, that's when Frankie's trying to time him and duck underneath them. Nice right hand again by the champion. Good knee by Henderson and big slam into a guillotine.
And he has a nasty guillotine, does Henderson.
Oh, it's his best submission.
Trying to finish it right here. Can he choke out the champion?
This is tight. It's tough to see how his hands are connected.
Frankie trying to get free. Henderson trying to become the champion.
And Frankie's trying to separate the legs, and
out.
he does.
Wow! Nobody's got more heart than Frankie Edgar.
And Frankie's gonna try to take his back here. And Henderson's back again, he goes for that standing Kimura. And it forces Frankie to let go. Henderson grips it every time.
One step, two step.
Henderson
just, I was just gonna say, switched sideways for a front leg kick.
He went to Taekwondo mode.
Yeah, he's doing it again. He's going for that front leg side kick. It presents a weird target. He went for an elbow.
He's the possessor of a nasty guillotine. Frankie in the 4th round of a title fight, able to fight his way through it.
Oh, powerful right leg kick.
Henderson again. Part of it is, Joe, that Henderson throws his kicks and he leaves them out there.
That was a big knee by Henderson. Yes, he does.
He leaves them out there. He doesn't spring it back immediately like most Muay Thai trainers will talk about. Throw it, get it back into your position.
But it's amazing how quickly Frankie can grab it.
But as you pointed out earlier, he's grabbing it after the damage gets done.
You're right, yeah.
Under a minute on the clock here in the 4th.
Oh, nice takedown. Oh, big kick.
That one damaged the body of the champion. And a stiff jab from the challenger. 30 seconds on the clock here in the 4th round. Henderson has been here before in championship rounds in the WEC. Went the distance with Pettis. Edgar has gone the distance on multiple occasions in championship fights in his UFC career. Kick again by Benson Henderson. Final seconds of the round. Five minutes remain.
A huge contrast in the way they both look, both in their energy levels and in their appearance.
I mean, that truly is the look of a man possessed.
Yeah, Benson Henderson is fired up.
And he has been possessed since December 16th, 2010.
You can never count out Frankie Edgar. And Frankie's still, you know, he's got such amazing conditioning, Mike.
The one thing they did say in the corner of Edgar was not to catch the kick any longer of Benson Henderson. Look to take it, move, and counter off it. He
can't help
catches the kick anyway. Yeah, exactly.
Good step in right hand, a good counter left.
That's the power, that's the size difference, Joe.
Yeah, it is a huge difference in the impact these guys are having on each other. Obviously, look at the bloodied up face of Frankie Edgar and the flawless face of Benson.
Wants the takedown, can't get it.
Good uppercut by Edgar.
Did land the uppercut. Less than 4 remain in this fight. Will Edgar defend once again?
Oh, good straight left
hand. Henderson shakes it off.
Like nothing.
Yep.
And that again is the size difference.
Henderson has never been knocked out as a professional.
Another good right hand by Edgar. Frankie's got his
Trying
back.
to take her back. Henderson right back up. Not out of danger yet, though.
Again, he went for that standing Kimura. That makes Frankie let go. Every time Frankie gets his back, he grabs that.
Very submission savvy is Benson Henderson. Black belt in Taekwondo, brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Well, he has no weaknesses in his game, Mike. He really doesn't.
I'm just pumped after seeing Pettis get us started, and now this display at 155.
What a division.
How good is this?
The most ridiculous division in the UFC, I think.
Something tells me Pettis and Henderson will fight again someday. But we have a title on the line.
Big right hand by Henderson.
With 2.5 minutes left in the fight first. .215, a slip after the kick. That one blocked. Went southpaw
There's just such
momentarily.
a difference in the impact that Benson's shots have.
No question.
Than Frankie's, but Frankie lands a lot. He's landing a lot of punches, lands a lot of kicks. They just don't seem to have the effect that Benson's do.
And I would say,
and right when I said that, he dropped him. It may have been a slip. It's tough to tell. Frankie takes the cradle. He looks to try to shake his belt.
right back
Big
up as
body
Henderson,
kick.
though. And I would say the takedowns have been about even, Joe. So is it the number of strikes or the damage done with those strikes? Truly a spectacular lightweight title fight.
Well, you know, judges also looking who's the aggressor, and clearly Benson's controlling the center of the octagon. And then you got to look at the damage. It's tough when you see a guy who's all bloodied up and the other guy doesn't have a scratch on his face. You know, we've said it many, many times that Frankie Edgar is fighting a weight class above where he really should be. But he's just so damn talented and he's got so much heart. Another powerful kick by Benson.
Less than a minute remains in this title fight.
And another one.
Henderson trying to avoid getting taken down, and he does. Big, powerful, and extremely effective tonight. He has been smooth. Under 30 seconds remains.
He just got those kicks. Every time he catches them, he rebounds with those kicks, but they just don't have the impact.
Championship fight. About to go the distance.
Oh, jumping knee.
Final seconds of this fight. Big shot by Henderson.
A big, big ending for Ben Henderson.
Do we have a new UFC lightweight champion? Or has Frankie Edgar defended for the 4th time?
What a fight.
What a show. Top to bottom, what a show.
An incredible card, really.
Fight replay all night long has been brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
There you see, that's the first round where Frankie kept catching those kicks. He got a takedown, and here we go into round 2. Again, catches the kick, but this was one of the most significant moments of the fight, that brutal up kick that devastated Frankie. And there's a beautiful combination by the challenger. Nice knee to the body by the challenger, and here is this guillotine attempt, a very tight one. And here finally, the last round, which ended with Benson on top. And that is a right hand that dropped him. That was a punch. But at the end, a guillotine attempt and Benson on top doing damage.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we will go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score this contest 49-46, 48-47, and 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision and new UFC lightweight champion of the world, Benson Smooth Henderson.
Back in Rio de Janeiro. Tonight's clock brought to you by Kmart. See participating stores for details on how you can get $10 off of the UFC 143 pay-per-view. White trunks for Barboza, black trunks for Etim.
Right away, we're seeing great footwork from Etim, and Etim was the first guy to go for a takedown, which is a bit surprising, but not so when you think about his well-rounded game. He likes to strike, but he's more than capable of submitting guys, and he may think that that's where he holds the edge in this fight.
Well, 12 of his 15 career wins have come by submission. He loves the guillotine, has an outstanding triangle, and the triangle a result of those long legs of Terry Etim.
He's a great striker as well. You saw him just land that nice leg kick. His footwork is spectacular, you know, at his best. He's one of the finest movers in the game. Look how he checked that kick easily.
Barboza equally as talented with his striking skills. Head kick.
But right now it's Etim who's getting off first. And one thing that takedown does, or the takedown attempt does, is get Edson thinking about it. Even if he just shoots it out there in the first few seconds of the fight, now Barboza has to think about that for the remainder of the round. And again, he does it. This time he gets it. Look at that beautiful sweep. Wow, excellent butterflies by Barboza.
Both men have been in big battles. Consecutive fight of the nights for Barboza. Coming off a submission of the night, one of his 4 is Terry Etim. 9-0, Edson Barboza, born here in Rio.
That was a nice leg kick by Barboza, and it landed because he faked with it first. He got Etim to react, gauged that reaction, and then shot it out there.
Terry Etim has very straight and precise punches.
Especially his jab, Mike. He's got one of the best jabs in the division.
Turns that shoulder, turns the hip, and lengthens his reach. And he looks for the double jab there.
Yeah, his technique is excellent, as is Barboza's. Both guys come in with high guards, hands up high, chins tucked. Powerful leg kick by Barboza.
And quickly did he get it off. Inside.
And those are some skinny legs that Terry Etim walks around on. You wonder how many of those kicks can he take?
He kind of stepped into that one, taking a little sting away. But yet Barboza, when you watch his style, you watch how quickly and how powerfully he gets his kicks off, does resemble the featherweight champion. Oh, nice lead hook, and the counter by Barboza.
Barboza's power has got Etim thinking, Mike. You see him feint the check a couple of times because he thinks that Barboza's throwing. There's a good jab by Etim. Wow, switched up one high.
Barboza has ended 5 of 9 fights in the first round.
Etim shoots for the takedown again. Stuffed by Barboza with a nice knee to the body.
So as advertised early, Etim and Barboza showcasing their entire skill set. Another quick, it's so quick.
Yeah, he's not stepping and telegraphing that at all. He's just sinking that one in.
Etim avoids the 3-2 combination. Fake the switch kick. Just over a minute on the clock here in the first round.
Etim started out well, Mike, but I think a couple of those leg kicks by Barboza have really got him thinking.
Just able to slip that jab. Inside leg kick, and again.
Yeah, I think those leg kicks have really made a difference in Etim's strategy here.
Barboza with a nice combination. Big right hand, just missed. 30 seconds.
Etim appears a bit tentative, Mike.
And another kick.
Seems like he's just trying to find some comfort in there, and he can't quite get into his rhythm.
And every time he goes to attack, he's eating a leg kick.
Yeah, I think it's just the power of those leg kicks have really... Oh, spinning back kick to the body. Nicely done.
In the final seconds of the round. For mixed martial arts, it truly is a culture. It's like a religion.
Yeah, this place is
Jiu-jitsu
crazy.
and fighting.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I told you early in the prelims, I said, get ready, it's just gonna build.
And again, Barboza, 2 solid leg kicks right off the bat. And another one, that one's slightly checked.
Etim just needs to push forward, get that leg out of range.
I think Etim is having a problem with that leg already, Mike.
Yeah.
It just, you know, his normal footwork just, he seems a bit tentative. See how he's moving?
No
He looks a
question.
bit awkward.
And you'd like to see him circle away from that powerful right leg kick of Barboza.
Yeah, Etim did
There
a
he
great job going low and getting high. Switched it up a bit.
And
again,
see
man.
the whip.
Yeah, those are punishing leg kicks. Barboza now in the second round seems to be the more comfortable fighter.
Etim looking for the counter.
And Etim again goes for the takedown, stuffed, and eats a knee for his troubles.
And that takedown attempt, the result of those many leg kicks that he's taken. He might not want to stand and trade much longer.
Yeah, there's some movement from Etim,
Yeah.
and that's the standard movement that we see from him, but Barboza is taking a good percentage of that away from him.
Yeah, and you want to see him move away from that right kick, which he did a moment ago.
Unless you're a Barboza fan.
Exactly, very good. Unless you're one of the many Brazilians in attendance tonight.
Oh, there's another one.
Still able to get it.
He's doing a nice job of setting it up with the jab. That one checked. This is a marked difference between the power that he delivers his leg kicks with and the power that Etim delivers his with. Barboza just much more snap and speed to his kicks.
Etim again.
Wow, that one. You know, and his technique is so beautiful. You see Barboza pulling the foot back, which really flexes and tightens the muscles around the shin, exposing the bone. You know, he's really landing that brilliantly.
Just about to the midway point of this fight, and the edge going to Edson Barboza. And the question was, how would this potential striking matchup play out? And so far, we've seen the Brazilian with the advantage.
Again.
Etim with fast hands, got one to the body.
There's a good right leg kick by Etim.
But you can tell the difference of the force.
Yeah, big difference, especially now. The first couple of ones he got off were great. But I think, you know, he just ate a few of those hard Barboza shots to the leg. And there's another one. I mean, Barboza just whips it. He just really digs his weight into that. Oh, head kick by Etim.
But we've seen that
Oh,
in a lot
Etim
of
the spinning
battles.
back kick.
A lot of battles, Joe, so this is far from over for Terry Etim. He'll stand and trade, and he can catch you, as he looked to do a moment ago.
There's a right hand by Etim that landed.
Checked. 145. Shoots the double.
And he gets him down again. Barboza, look how great he uses those butterflies to elevate.
Wow,
Etim.
right back up.
And Etim is trying to get his back. Not able to. Etim is just trying to stay tight to him. Barboza gets away.
That is outstanding.
Nicely done.
Scrambling and the ability to get back up to the feet by Edson Barboza.
Barely missed with that head kick. You see Terry's trying to put the pressure on him.
Barboza 3-0 in the UFC, 9-0 overall. 25-3 during his days as a Muay Thai competitor with 22 knockouts and 17 fights that ended in the first round. Big fan of Big Nog. Oh, body shot.
Nice.
Vicious body shot followed up by a right hand. And Vanderlei Silva, who is in attendance here tonight.
Another good leg kick by Barboza.
The crowd supporting the young man born right here in Rio de Janeiro. Final seconds of round number 2.
Woo! Speed to that switch kick.
And a tremendous round turned in by the Brazilian.
Turn things around here in the third.
Third and final round. 26-year-old Terry Etim against 25-year-old Edson Barboza.
Another nice leg kick.
Answered by Etim. Etim tried to duck under, he throws the knee. Etim caught him.
Solid jab. Missed that one. Etim must be thinking, Mike, that he's got to be behind in this fight.
Yes, I agree.
Especially after that second round. You got to wonder what's going through his mind right now and what is his ultimate plan here.
Is it to try to stand in and look for a knockout or a TKO, or will he shoot for the takedown?
Yeah, that's a real good question.
Yep. You know? Missing is Barboza. Don't forget, fans, all this month, UFC On Demand showcases groundbreaking firsts. The first head kick knockout, the first triangle choke submission, the first Ultimate Fighter winner, and the first tournament winner from UFC 1. That's this month, only on UFC On Demand.
I think, yeah, there he goes. Attempted a takedown again, but it's so much harder now than in the first round.
Head kick.
You know, a fighter runs into this sort of a situation when you get to a third round, a fight that they're losing, but they're hanging in there, and it really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out?
Oh my God! Wow!
Wow.
It is all over!
I couldn't have timed that word knockout any better.
Maybe the most spectacular knockout in UFC history.
The first wheel kick knockout that we've ever seen.
Unbelievable.
Barboza landed that kick on Anthony Njokuani, but he caught him with the toes. With Terry Etim, he caught him full power with the heel.
Fight replay brought to you by Bud Light. Here we go.
There's that spinning wheel kick, heel to the jaw, and look at Terry Etim goes completely unconscious. That is about as out as you can get. Let's see it again. Boom, just perfect wheel kick, heel to the jaw, and Etim is out before he ever hits the ground. No doubt, one of the most spectacular kick knockouts we've ever seen inside the octagon. And that's another kick that I've been saying for years.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Mergliata has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 2 seconds of the third round, declaring the winner by knockout, Edson Jr. Barboza.